Hi everyone and welcome to the final chapter of Hot Wheels story, Hot Wheels Today. For a change, this one is split not into two but three parts, and as usual only the final part matters, so if you are looking for the guide for the final part, just feel free to navigate the chapters below and jump straight there. The part 1 is super easy. All you need to do is to drive to the destination within 5 minutes in this bone shaker. There's no driver task to race, there's no additional tasks to complete, so all you do really is drive around and enjoy the scenery, because with the time target like this it's really hard to fail it. So enjoy the drive. I shut up for now and will rejoin you for the part 2 of the final chapter.
By the 2000s, loads of amazing designers had worked on Hot Wheels. Mark Jones, Phil Reelman, Brendan Batuski, Fraser Campbell, I could go on and on. Between them, they made loads of creative casting designs. There were lines like the Toon, Hard Nose, Cruise, Fatbacks, Torpedoes, and the Drop Top series, and the Realistic series, if that was your jam.
Now that the first part of the chapter led us to the canyon entry, we jump into another bone shaker. This time it's Baja version, and leave orange tracks for a bit for a little bit of a off-road experience. But otherwise the concept of this part of a chapter is the same. We get the same 5 minutes time limit, which is more than enough for a distance we need to cover, and we can just drive at our leisure at any pace we want and enjoy the scenery. It's nearly impossible to fail it really, even if you stop for a drink somewhere on the way. The only thing to be aware of probably is about halfway through the route there is a ramp that you need to jump, and you need to aim either straight on or a little bit to the left to make your landing on the orange track. Otherwise you'll have to rewind and repeat the jump again, but as you can imagine even that is not a problem. Otherwise there's nothing else to do here, no driver tasks to race, no additional challenges to complete, so enjoy the scene. It is a fabulous view and will take you about 2.5 minutes to complete. So I'll see you in the final part, which ramps up the difficulty quite a bit, so see you there.
began, there's been 20,000 different designs, and at least 8 billion cars have been made. Impressive, right? But the rare cars are still worth a lot at auction. An ultra-rare prototype of the 1969 Volkswagen Beach Bomb sold for $72,000, and some collections are estimated to be worth over $1 million. In the early 2000s, several collector conventions began to spring up around the world, where fans could meet up to buy or sell cars, show off their collections, or just talk about their hobby.
So here we are in the final part of the final chapter of Hot Wheels story, and we get to drive another Bone Shaker, but this time the monster truck version of it. The distance we need to cover is 5.5 kilometers, and we need to do it in under 2 minutes 20 seconds, which normally wouldn't be a problem at all, but we get to drive a bloody vacuum cleaner on the donut wheels, if you ask me. So this car is not the most convenient one to drive, but let's try to minimize the inconvenience. So one thing it always tries to do is to do a wheelie on its rear wheels after the jump. So before any jump, make sure you position your car very straight and then lift off the gas just before you take off in the air, and only step back on the gas once you landed. This way you minimize the amount of time you lose. Another thing this car tries to do is drift in every corner. So before approaching the corner, especially a slow one, make sure to brake. And this way you'll avoid drifting in the corner. Drifting in this car is very, very slow. Costs you multiple seconds per turn, and you really don't want to do this because the time requirement is reasonably tight. It's not super hard, but I can imagine quite a few people hitting 221, 222 and being really upset about it. So don't do this. Here on the ice area, again, start slowing down and braking, but only get on the gas once you are pointing in the correct direction. Avoid drifting in all corners and you should be fine. Another thing this car doesn't really like is walls, obviously, but no cars in Forza like hitting the walls for obvious reasons. You lose a lot of speed there. Otherwise, you should be fine if you follow these simple advices. We are approaching the finish line rapidly. There's just like one more corner to do right here. You can cut this area quite a bit in a sharper angle to enter this final straight, but it poses a danger of rolling the car over, which is not a huge deal if you can rewind, but otherwise it's still safe like that. And here we are, finishing the final chapter, getting the Ford Mustang Hot Wheels version as a reward and a bunch of achievements and medals for it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.